Hello everybody, Dr. Don Clum here with Abundant Health and YourVirtualDoc.com. Today I'm going to attempt to tackle a very big topic, a topic that we get questioned about all the time. The topic is vitamins and supplements. People ask us all the time, Doc, what vitamins and supplements should I take? What do you take? What do you use? What do you recommend with people? And then once they have an idea what they want, they go, where do I get it? What kind do I use? What's the difference? There's millions of them out there. They get very confused, and rightfully so. So I'm going to take the next 10 minutes, hopefully, to explain the whole concept, boiled down into bullet points about vitamins, and explain the fundamental differences. So stick with us till the end. Take some notes. Watch it a couple times. I'm sorry I'm going to go so fast, but there's a lot to cover. So I hope you're ready. Let's get started. First step, don't overcomplicate this concept of vitamins. There's only 13 vitamins that we need. There's only 13 vitamins that are needed for human health, life, and growth. Those 13 vitamins are 4 fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin K, D, E, and A. Those are processed better with fat. And then there's 9 water-soluble vitamins, all the B vitamins and vitamin C. That's it. They process better with water, the other ones process better with fat, but those are the 13 that we need. The reason we need them is because our body does not make them. We have to get them from our diet, and our body does need them to stay alive, to heal well, and to stay healthy. Deficiency, according to the government, is a whole different world. The FDA does have a recommended daily allowance, or the RDA, but that is just enough to keep you alive from those diseases. It is absolutely not enough to have you heal well, feel well, and be vibrantly healthy. Totally different. It's like the difference between helping someone who's dying of thirst versus staying hydrated on a daily basis. Totally different needs there. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, now we know there's 13 vitamins, and there's only 2 sources of those vitamins. One is natural, one is synthetic. Natural means it came from a natural source. You ate it. You got it from a plant, a vegetable, a fruit. You got it from some of the meat products you ate, maybe your dairy. You got it from the sun, from vitamin D. But it is a natural source. It came whole. It came processed in its own package that exists in food with its counterparts that help it get absorbed, help it get utilized, the cofactors that we need for best utility of these vitamins. That is a natural source of vitamins. The other source is synthetic. Synthetic simply means it was man-made. It was produced, usually in a laboratory. Unfortunately, they learned a long time ago that they could make synthetic vitamins cheaper and faster and in more abundance, so they can extract natural vitamins from plants. The problem with that is the sources of these vitamins. They use petroleum derivatives, they use coal tar, they use irradiated animal proteins or organs. In the processing, they can use ammonia, they can use cyanide, they can use formaldehyde, they use different acids. They use a lot of pretty harsh and very toxic chemicals and sources to make these synthetic vitamins. None of which would I ever think about eating or feeding my family naturally. But they did find they can create what they call a bioidentical vitamin from these sources. They're not truly identical. They're not even really a good copy. They're not the same size, and that all affects how we absorb and utilize it. But now let's go into it. How do they make this process? All right, so years ago they figured out they can make all these chemical vitamins, and basically what they wanted to do and what they did, and they still do today, is they take their formula by getting their vessel here and they add in what they want. They say, okay, I'm going to put in some vitamin C. I'm going to put in some probiotics. I'm going to put in the fat-soluble vitamins. I'm going to put in whatever I want. I'm looking for the B vitamins. Here they are. You know they're the B vitamins because of that color, that beautiful orange-yellow color. That's not only orange going in, but as you might know, it's orange or yellow going out. That's from riboflavin B2. And so they get their main ingredients. They get what they want in that vitamin, and here we go. Here it is. But that's not very appetizing. Not many people would just eat that or drink this straight away. So what they did is they added in some binders to bind it together to try to make a pill. And then they had to add in some fillers so that they can make shapes and they can do what they want with it, make it uniform. And then they had to add in colors because it comes out to be a really ugly gray. So they all have colorings in there, all of which are chemicals, all of which are toxic. And they also have to add in a dissolvent Because with the binder, they get so hard, they won't break up in your body. And a lot of time, even with the dissolvent, they go out as whole as they go in. But anyway, that is a traditional, synthetic-based, entirely based product there. They look something like this. Let me get my vitamins. Hard, uniform. You can't break this up. You can use it for chalk on the chalkboard. That's all I would use it for. And that is your traditional one. The most sold vitamins in the world are of this kind. And believe it or not, these big vitamin companies that still do it this way, they're all owned by pharmaceutical companies. Very interesting, but that's another video. So there you go. That's your basic one a day. Later on, they learned some different processes. People said we wanted something better than that. We wanted to get into the body better. So they learned that if they use a culture, they started first with yeast, and then they moved to bacteria. That's what this represents, is a yeast and bacteria culture, that these little organisms create vitamins in their own life. They only create enough for themselves and their culture, but they are vitamin-creating organisms. So when we add more vitamins to it, our body absorbs it better. So basically, they take these cultures of yeast or bacteria, and they simply add in, they fortify it with the processed vitamins, just like before. And there you go. That's the formula of a whole food, technically whole food because it's a cultured yeast or bacteria, fortified with the synthetic vitamins, multivitamin. All right, and they use this for years. They still use it today. A lot of those big companies use it in combination with the other ones. There you go. Now you move on to a different whole food style. They learned that if we take all these vegetables and plants and we cook them down, heat them up, cook them down, we can make a greens powder just like this one here. This is a not condensed, this is a base of heated, cooked down vegetation right there with all the things that we want in it, or at least that's where it started. And so they add that to their mix. Boom, there we go. We have a plant-based or whole food-based start. But in that cooking process that we destroyed a lot of the enzymes and almost all the vitamins, so it doesn't have what it used to have. So what do? They go in, get the chemical-based vitamins, fortify it, right back in there. So now the numbers are up higher like we wanted them to. Is it still a whole food based product? It is. Does it have the vitamins technically that are on the label? It does. But are those vitamins from that whole food? No, they're not. This was done in the 80s and still being done today. Much better than the previous steps, but still not what I would want for myself or my family. I don't like those synthetic, I don't like the fake vitamins in there. So I'll put that down. They've come up with some different formulas in time. One is called an isotonics mixture. This is a powder mixture that you just add to water and you can drink it. The big deal about this is you can get more synthetic vitamins in there and they absorb fast with the water. Water is absorbed in your stomach, so as it does, the vitamins go right into the upper part of your intestine. They get absorbed much quicker, so we can brag about 10 to 15 minute absorption rate, but there's still the processed vitamins, the synthetic vitamins that were used before. Not a big step up in my opinion. You're just getting more of the junk, more of the synthetics into your system faster. But that's one option. Another option, same concept, is of the pure liquid vitamins. You'll see these a lot. A lot of multi-level marketing groups use this. They'll put it in a big bottle, kind of like a wine bottle, or sometimes little individual bottles. They have a citrusy flavor. They smell kind of vitamin-y, kind of citrusy. Sometimes there's added things in there. There's sweeteners and different chemicals in there that you don't want, but this is it. They get the one a day. This is another step. Same as the isotonics. Gets into your system faster, tastes good, kids like it more, but still using the same old fortified vitamins that we're trying to avoid here. All right, so what's the next step? What's the option then? Well, what we use in our office, in our life, and with our kids, and with ourselves, is whole food condensed vitamins. This is a very new process. Only a few companies are going through the difficult process to condense food down into a whole food concentrate source. What does that mean? That means they take the fruits in their entirety. They take the vegetables. They take the herbs. Maybe not this herb, seen better days. And they cook them down with low heat. Low heat is the key. They're not killing the enzymes. They're not getting rid of the vitamins. They're not damaging these things. They're just cooking them down slowly over time. When they do that, they can then separate some things. They take the cellulose out. Cellulose is the part of the vegetable and fruit that we can't digest. It's a fiber. We can't digest it anyway, so they get rid of it. They separate the fat-soluble and the water-soluble vitamins, and they make different products. Very often when we use these products, whether it's for a vitamin mineral concept, or when we use it for protocols when people aren't doing well or they need some help with their health, they come in two different forms. One form will be liquid. This is where the fat solubles are, and one form will have a capsule, very similar to these type of capsules, that has the other water soluble, the enzymes, the cofactors, the other things that came with the fruit and vegetable and plants that we want with it. So there's two different sources. That's one little thing to think of, is that when you're taking a multivitamin, and there's not different methods of taking it, you know, liquid versus fat versus the dried stuff, that's a red flag right there, because everything doesn't exist together in one perfect little pill. So keep that in mind as well. So basically they condense it down, condense it down, condense it down. And they do it with what's called synergistic formulas. They don't just use one fruit, one vegetable, or one herb. They find out in nature what has been shown to have the best healing capacity that we want in a product. They make this process down, and then they check to see what's in it. So not only does it come with the vitamins, the minerals, the enzymes, and the different elements that we want in a multivitamin, but it comes with those cofactors. It comes with those helper elements of nutrition that help us absorb it better and helps us utilize those nutrients in our system much better. The benefit to that is you read the labels of some traditional synthetic vitamins, those numbers are outrageously high. I'm not against high-level nutrients, but when they're synthetic and they're mononutrients, only one at a time, that's pretty significant. That can be interpreted as a toxin. Anyway, they're very high. When you see the condensed version, they're much lower, and there's a lot of them. That's because you'll get much bigger bang for your buck health-wise. So whether you are using a multivitamin, mineral, or a supplement to just for general health, remember, it is a supplement at the end of the day. What is it supplementing? A good, wholesome, whole food diet. Step number one. You don't have that, forget about all these pills, powders, and potions. You're not going to get what you think out of it until you have that base, and then you supplement it with a supplement. So whether you're doing it for general health or like we use clinically with different people with different health problems, hormonal problems, thyroid, adrenal fatigue, estrogen issues, to digestive issues, to diabetes and other things. When someone wants to support a specific healing or need in their body, you can use them as well. This takes a little more clinical application. That's what we're here for. We'd be happy to help you. But I hope you now feel a little more armed with the right information to decipher which vitamin on those shelves is best for you, or at least know how to question the person behind the counter or the doctor who's recommending them to you. And don't be surprised if they don't know the answer. That's okay. But give them time to find the answer, help get the information you need, because man, I went through a whole process with this, years and years in researching this, so it's not just readily available, but it is out there. So I hope this helps you. Choose wisely, because your multivitamin could be producing toxicity in your body, could be causing more harm than good, and getting the right one can make all the difference in how you feel, how you think, how your body heals, and your general state of health. So for you and your family, choose wisely. This is Dr. Don Klum with Abundant Health and thevirtualdoc.com. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, shoot us an email. Keep an eye out. We're going to be making this topic into full-on webinars, and so get on our mailing list so you know when those are coming up. And keep at it, keep learning, stay healthy. Thank you.